And he hands them to me and I walk into the bedroom and I'm like, please God, please God, please God, don't let them be dirty.
Right. Like, please let them be clean.
And they were not clean.
Okay, what's up, everybody? I am very, very excited for my guest today. She's an actress, a best-selling author, and a LadyGang member. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Becca Tobin. Hi.
Hello. This is very exciting.
Is it?
Are you kidding me? I'm like the biggest, craziest Housewives fan that ever existed. And I have like so many opinions. And I've always been a Melissa stan. So.
Really? Oh my God. Look at that. We're just going to like love each other right from the bat. Did you always watch Jersey like from the beginning as well?
I watched from the beginning. I took a little bit of a break. I think I took a break kind of like maybe around Dolores's first season, like that era.
There was like twins that came in at one point that everybody just fell off at that point. And then they came back.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I was like, I don't know who I didn't know who the twins were. But then this last season of Jersey, I was just telling a friend of mine, I was like, if you're going to do any Bravo show right now, this last season of Jersey is so wild and so entertaining. It's like probably one of my favorites of all time.
Thank you. I know. I think everyone has been saying that. And we're actually filming the next season right now. And I just came out. I'll just a little hint to all my listeners out there as well. Oh, did I just come off a weekend of like crazy madness, like it's just insane. Like we never seem to, and it comes naturally. Like our show is not scripted. No producer told us to do this. Like it just happens. It's crazy. You can't make it up. And sometimes I get baffled because every season going into the Jersey Housewives, I'm always like, what are we going to film? I mean, come on. We've said this all. We've done this all. Like what's left? And there's always something which baffles me every time.
Yep.
Well, real quick for all my Housewives fans, what other shows do you watch besides Jersey?
I watch Beverly Hills Housewives because that's a little bit different. This season of Beverly Hills is a little bit of a bummer, but not such a bummer that you don't want to watch. You're just kind of bummed out the whole time.
Right.
Like Jersey's just fun. Like even when there's drama, it's entertaining and you guys are so good at moving forward. Like you have a really great ability of like really getting into it and then kind of having a way of like moving forward and having fun. Whereas other like franchises, they just don't do it.
Right.
And it feels forced, except I thought that. And then I watched your reunion and I was like, wait, some shit is still like brewing. We haven't moved past anything. But I watch Housewives. I watch Beverly Hills. What else? Dubai. I can't get into it.
My mother just said that to me too. I don't know why. She's like, I just can't, like, I don't know. It's different. I feel like it's a little different. She says that they're like, I haven't watched really, but that they're just super, super rich and they just go to lunch all day. Is that the facts?
Yeah, that's the thing is I'm like, there's not enough characters. Like I don't need you to just be rich. I need you to be rich, but also be really
eccentric
or at least like witty. Because if you're going to be the grounded, like I find you to be one of the most grounded voice of reason in the cast, but you're entertaining because your commentary on everything is witty and it's funny. Like it's just, there aren't really any duds in any of the other casts. Whereas right now I just sort of feel a little bored with Dubai.
Got you. Yeah. You know what? I always say that it's hard to find the perfect balance when you are the level-headed girl on the show and it's hard sometimes to stay at the forefront if you're going to be not the crazy because you don't always get applauded for not showing, the crazy. But I've always said I found a way with Joe by my side, obviously, to say what I mean, not be too out of line and like still we make it fun. I feel like Joe and I make the show, like we try to come in and throw the parties and we mess up our words and do silly things like that. That makes it kind of fun. So
I think Joe had one of the greatest moments in Bravo history at the reunion.
Oh God, which one?
When they were talking shit to him about getting in the mud and getting in the drama and getting whatever. And you could tell that Andy was like, hold up. if you stop Joe Gorga from getting into it, like, what's the point of this show?
Like, why are we even here?
Why are we here? I love it when people kind of call it out, and Joe did. It's like, this is why we're all sitting on this stage, is because we're going to get into it. Like,
right.
There's no avoiding it. And if you want to avoid it, then get off the show.
Exactly. And I always feel like they don't realize they love to get mad that he gets to be the center of attention, sometimes more than the housewives. But it's like,
I love it.
His mother was on the show, his sister's on the show, his wife's on the show, his daughter's on the show, his niece is on the show. I mean, the poor guy, like, he gets it from all different directions. And he's just like, and he does wear his heart on his sleeve. He's fun. I mean, Joe's just, he's a ball of a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why people, they love him no matter what he does. Joe can literally do, I've said this for years, like, he can say the worst of the worst or do something. So, and they're just like, but we love him. We just love Joe. Meanwhile, I don't get a pass like that. Like, if I did something wrong, they nail me to the freaking cross. They nail me to the cross. But I'm like, Joe can do and say anything, and it just works. Anyway, speaking of family, I know that you have been really open and honest about recently having a baby. In February, did you have a baby?
Yes, in February.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you obsessed?
I am obsessed, and I thought that I was going to, like, escape that feeling for some reason, because in the beginning I was like, yeah, this is cool, but it's just crazy. I'm so fucking tired. He's a blob. I was like, I could be holding him. A robot could be holding him. Like, it doesn't really, there was a bond, but I was like, he's bonded with anybody who's feeding him right now.
Anybody who will give him a bottle and, like, rub his back.
There you go. And so I was like, yeah, this is cool. And so I guess I'm a narcissist, because now that he is engaging with me and he smiles at me and he knows that I'm his mom, and he's just like, I hit I think it was about 4 months. And I was like, oh, I'm obsessed and I want to eat his face.
Yes. Oh my God. That's how I explain things that I love. I want to hurt them. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but the more I love you, the harder I will kiss you, the harder I will squeeze you. I tend to pinch you. I don't know what it is. Like, if I, like, my niece has the cutest baby in the world that I'm obsessed with. And I literally do everything in my power not to bite her thigh, because I want to bite the child's thigh, dead serious, because I can't get enough. Like, I need to bite her. Does that make sense?
This is my feeling every time I bathe him. Every single night I take out his little thigh, and it keeps getting fatter and fatter and fatter, which means I want to bite it harder and harder. And I just, I want to squeeze him. I will go up to his crib in the morning when he's awake, because of course he's just like an angel that wakes up smiling and babbling in his crib. And I go in there and I put my hands on either side of his face, and I'm like, oh my God, I just can't get enough of that little tiny head.
Well, growing up Italian, we always called the thighs caushies. We'd always be like, give me those caushies.
So good.
That's what we said all the time. I mean, what did you, so you had a surrogate, correct? Mm-hmm. How was that? Like, how are you able, I mean, I guess it's pretty easy because you're not looking pregnant. So people aren't assuming that you're pregnant, and they're just asking you all the time still if you're trying. Is that what was happening?
Yeah, I did get a lot of questions while our surrogate was pregnant about our journey, because I was really open. The beginning of the pandemic, I kind of documented my whole experience of going through IVF, because I just felt like at the time there was really nothing out there as far as, like, really the day-to-day, the shots, the appointments, the ultrasounds. And in my mind, IVF was this, like, crazy, intense thing that women went through, and there's lots of needles, and it's months and months and months. And I found out that it was, like, all in 2 weeks. And yes, there are needles, but they're very tiny. And it's generally a feasible, I mean, it's expensive. That's like another whole nother issue. But I felt like I wanted to show people the process, because yes, it was daunting. Yes, it was emotionally draining, and physically it was challenging at the time, but it's also something that you can get through relatively easily if you know what's ahead of you. And so I wanted to sort of put it out there. So I put that out there. we froze some embryos, and I kind of just said, we're taking a pause because freezing the embryos is the greatest feeling ever, knowing that you have these little embryos frozen for you to use whenever you're ready, or never, or whatever. So I did that, which opened it up to a lot of conversations about people wanting to follow up and wondering what was going on. And I ran into some major speed bumps, if not roadblocks, when it came to actually taking those embryos and transferring them into my own uterus. But I kind of conditioned people during that time on the podcast and on my Instagram to sort of say, stop asking women. I don't care how much they've shared. Let them share with you when they're ready. It's
right.
You know, it's and
it's
everybody
stressful.
respects it. It's so stressful.
And you almost feel like you're failing each time someone says, like, are you pregnant? Yep. Did you get pregnant? Did it happen yet? Where's the baby? Is the baby? Yeah. And you're like, no. And I think that does add more stress to any like young girl that's trying to get pregnant, or anybody in their 30s or in their late 20s, right? It's just stressful.
It's stressful, you know, and it's like, well, I want this more than anybody. So I'm obviously, you put your heart and your soul into it and you throw yourself into it. And so, yeah, you start to feel like a little bit of a failure, and you have these, it's emotional. As women, we biologically, a lot of us feel that if we're not able to do this job, then what's the point? Or a lot of us grow up being like, I just want to carry a baby. I just want to be pregnant, and I want to know what that's like. And I was one of those people. So yeah, it's really stressful to feel like you're being disappointed and then having to share the news with other people. And then you have to experience their disappointment on behalf of you. And it's complicated. And so I think I did a pretty good job of just fielding the questions and saying, when I'm ready to talk to you about it, or talk to Instagram about it, you're going to be the first to hear.
Right. I mean, the truth is, I think there is a trend where it's becoming more and more important to speak about fertility struggles, right? Because it's out there. And I think social media has helped facilitate this to like the community, right? And really put it out there so no one feels alone. And obviously someone like you who has the podcast and has a little bit, you have the voice, right? To tell people, I think it's honestly, like the best thing where women used to hide it. They used to not talk about it as much. They used to, kind of be almost embarrassed that like, I can't make a baby. I don't know what's happening here. Like what's going on? And I think it's awesome that it's more and more talked about right now. I really do.
Yeah.
And wait, let's just talk about the fact, like when you're trying to actually have the baby, how funny is it when, tell the truth, sex becomes a freaking job? Does it not? God. You're like, hold on, 1, 2, I'm ovulating, come home. And then like, there's zero romance in the sex. It's like, give me what you got. And then let me put my legs upside down, right or wrong.
There's no romance. It's even after like a couple years of marriage, if you think that you've lost a little bit of your spice, go through fertility stuff. And then it's just, everything is clinical. Nothing is sexy. Nothing is romantic. And these poor men, I mean, not poor men. I mean, they don't have to do anything. So really they're like such lucky creatures, but yes, it does take away from all the romance, and and then you have the baby, and then that's also another hurdle to get over, is like getting back into being sexy when you have vomit all over you. And I didn't even carry this baby. So physically I'm quote normal what I was before, but I'm still a new mom and I'm tired. And it's crazy, the stuff we go through as women that is just sort of, oh yeah, just expected. And that's normal and that's fine. And I can't believe that women birth babies, grow them, deliver them, feed them, and then are expected to go back to life just like nothing happened.
I know. Well, I had 3 of them cut out of me. So I had 3 C-sections. And each time I just felt like, I don't know. I was like, what did you just do to me? And and Joe's just sitting there smiling, like, hand me the baby. I'm like, how is this fair? I don't understand this whole process, or where the good Lord decided that this is how it was going to be, because there's definitely an unevenness with the whole childbirth and even like the whole thing. So it's time to ditch the chemicals with Caraway Home's non-toxic cookware and bakeware collections, so you can make healthier cooking a piece of cake. Caraway Home's non-toxic kitchenwares are all designed for the modern home and feature a chemical-free ceramic coating. So food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce chemical junk will get in your healthy ingredients. And they offer everything. You can get the cookware set, which is a modern and chemical-free version of the traditional 16-piece set, all boiled down to 4 essentials: a frying pan, a saute pan, a saucepan, and a Dutch oven. And because you know me and how much I love cooking, I had to get my hands on their saute pan. I got it in the cream because it matches my kitchen so perfectly. And if you're more into baking, they've also got the bakeware set, which is an assortment of non-toxic baking essentials every modern kitchen needs, so you can get to baking goods without any of the bads. Over 25,000 people have raved about their Caraway kitchen. Now it's time for you guys to try it yourself. Visit carawayhome.com/Melissa to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive just for our listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/Melissa or use code Melissa at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. How are you doing being a new mom? You're working, you're a busy girl. So is it crazy? Do you have like that mom guilt going on, or what's the deal?
Yeah, the mom guilt has started. And I thought also I would be exempt from those feelings because I just was like, you know what? I'm older and I logically know that I shouldn't feel these feelings. And I'm going to go into this. It's going to be so different. It's not. I still feel sad when I miss bedtime, and I still feel sad when just the career. I'm so grateful for my career, and I've always been really driven. And this is the thing I wanted more than a family, really, was to be successful and to do it on my own. And like, I'm really happy, and I feel greedy having both and feeling amazing about them. So I still have moments where it's like you choose, you make a choice between the two, and there's no such thing as balance. And I knew this because so many women that I know who have both have said, don't even attempt it. It's just, you're going to disappoint yourself if you think that you can find this perfect equilibrium between the two. I just am trying to be really
There's no one
present.
better to tell you that than me, to be honest, because
Really?
I literally struggled with being an at-home mom for the first 5 years with these little babies. And then I got on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and my little one was 2 months old, and Antonia, my oldest, was 4 years old. And so I just jumped right in, and it was just boom, boom, boom. So I went from like the mommy stay-at-home mom, Joe's at work, comes home, Melissa has dinner with like cute kids that are nice and clean and bathed in their pajamas, to like, we need a sitter. I got places to go. I have to go to New York. I'm on Watch What Happens Live tomorrow. I gotta go. Like, and the mom guilt, I used to like cry. I used to sob because it was such a drastic change, but I've learned, and I'm going to tell you this right now, because you're new to this. Do not, you have to live for you too. And that'll make your child happy also. Like, you are allowed to be a mom and a businesswoman and everything, and love your career and love everything else that you're doing the same way your husband probably does. Right. Yeah. Because the mom guilt is just, we're done with that. We don't even want to talk, like, it's just not fair. We all have to be in this together. And it's like, yes, we have a child. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to be a great mom, but we're also going to take care of business and live for ourselves as well. And we cannot feel guilty for that. And so don't feel guilty. And I know it's one of the hardest things. Like, I struggled in the beginning, especially when they're like little. Mine are getting older now, but when they're babies, you're like, I don't want to miss this. What if they say mama? What if they say dada? It's like, I have that
a
whole
question
thing
for you.
Go ahead.
Are you happier now that you have your career?
Yes. Like 100. And I feel guilty.
Don't feel guilty. I say every day, I'm like, I don't think I'd be this happy if I were staying home all day.
No, you know what you would feel? Resentment.
Yes.
You would look at your husband who gets to like either get up and do what he wants to do and bring home money and like, and you'd be like, what, hold on. All I did today was change 16 diapers. I burped the baby. Yeah. Like, I love this child. This is important, but like, I have a lot more left inside of me that like, I waited for him to wake up for his nap. And you literally, like, not all moms, we're not going to like categorize this, right? But most like want more, and there's like resentment, and there's got to be like an even playing field. And when I think about those 5 years that I was just a stay-at-home mom, and I used to watch Joe walk out the door at 7 a.m. and come back at 7 p.m. And I still sometimes was in my loungewear or pajamas, and Antonia was still with blocks all over the house. And like, I was just like, he's like, how was your day? I'm like, I'm here. Like, it was great. I think I went to ShopRite. I begged my mother to come over so I can get my nails done. And then like, it was just, if I think about it, I'm like, how did I am so over that. And I don't think I could never go back. And like, knowing what I know now, it was fine because I had that 5 years to be with them as babies. So I have no regrets, but like, I love the way it is right now. I love being able to have both, and multi and new moms, you will find your groove. You really will. Like, it seems impossible at first. You're like, how am I going to do this? But just do it. And it just falls into place. Just like make it happen. Yeah. So yeah, that's my answer to that. 100% would never have turned back and done it any differently. You know, the funny part is if you asked Joe this, he'd be like, no, we should have never joined this show. We should have never done anything like this. Melissa was the best of the best of the best. She was home all the time. She was cooking. She was so happy. And I'm like, Joe, no, like, we have complete opposite answers, which is
my
like,
marriage wouldn't work if that's what I was doing. Like, no marriage would work. It doesn't matter to who. Like, that's just, if that's not your happy place and you can be fulfilled being a mother and doing something else, it's like, that's like, when a woman is happy and feeling fulfilled and like feeling like she's kind of doing a lot of like impressing herself. And I am such a good wife when I'm that way. I am a monster when I have been home all day by myself in my loungewear, but that's a nice way to put it. It's usually just pajamas.
Right.
And he comes home and you have resentment. And it's like, that's just not for us. It's never going to be our dynamic.
No. And then I think about even my mother and my grand, I'm like, how did you like, you have to give them respect for like, when we all didn't have enough respect to figure out what was right. Do you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I just like, that always baffled me. Also, I mean, you were on Glee, correct? So for those of you guys that don't know, she was an amazing actress on Glee. A lot of your castmates have turned into parents as well, right?
Yes.
Do you like talk to them at all about parenting or advice? Like, give me some scoop on that.
Yes. I turned to a lot of them now that a lot of us are parents, but I most recently was in New York and was able to see Darren Criss, who had a daughter a couple months ago. And, you know, we kind of just looked at each other. He's doing a play on Broadway right now. And I saw him afterward and we just kind of looked at each other and we were like, we're parents. Like, we have kids, we have babies. Like, who decided we were fit to do this? Like 10 years ago, we were running around the Paramount lot like monsters and going out all night and partying. And now we're like responsible parents. But I talked to his wife a lot, Mia, who she and I sort of swap kind of information and advice because we're in the same, you know, kind of both having babies. Jenna Ushkowitz as well. And then Leah Michelle, who had her baby a little over 2 years ago. She has been somebody that I turn to, like, I'm like about to start Solid Foods. And I'm like, what did you do? I'm so terrified. She's like, it's scary. And she's a Virgo. So she's like very organized.
Regimented.
Yes. And she's like, thank goodness she's the friend who does all that stuff. So I can just,
I love her.
Cheat off of her. She's great. Did you just see she's about to be on Broadway again?
No, I didn't see that. Wait, what is she going to star
Announced today. She's starring in Funny Girl this fall.
Oh my God, I will be there. I love that. Good for her. Congrats to Leah Michelle. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, let's talk about LadyGang for a second. You have this amazing trio podcast with two other fabulous ladies. Talk to me a little bit about it. Like, what do you guys talk about mainly? I know you just did a live show in Tampa, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
What is it like to did you do a lot of live shows? Is that what you guys do?
So we just announced, well, because of the pandemic, that was one of our first ones since before the pandemic. But before, we would go on tour a lot. And we just actually announced our fall tour. We're going to be hitting kind of tons of major cities in September, like mid-September to early fall or early October. Can you tell? I mean, my mom brain is so shocking that I can't find words anymore. So I'm so sorry.
Thing. It's a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real thing.
Real. I'm like,
all
who
good.
is this person? Yes. So September and October, we're going to be on tour, and we just love going on tour because we have this community of women who have been listening to the podcast since 2015 was when we started it. And it was kind of one of the first female driven podcasts. It was like us and Adam Carolla. Like it was just a lot of dudes on podcasts.
Right.
And we wanted to sit around and we wanted to talk to our friends and we wanted to invite other celebrities on. And we're just very candid. And I have this habit where I can't go to a dinner party. I can't do something social without saying something that's either like shocking or inappropriate or making somebody uncomfortable with how the filter is just doesn't really exist for me.
Well, I love that. I love friends like you. Those are always the most fun to go out with.
I can't do like the small talk. We just do big talk. So if you're made uncomfortable by that, that's unfortunate. My husband and I have had so many conversations leaving like work dinners where he's like, did you need to ask my colleague's wife if they tried any sex toys? Or like, if it's just to me, I feel like when women are being really, really candid is when we connect the most, because we're all kind of the same. When you come down to it, we're all just trying to stumble through like this womanhood and all of this bullshit and be our best selves. And sometimes we disappoint ourselves and other people, and we're really hard on ourselves. And so just coming together every week and talking about like the trials and tribulations of stumbling through this craziness of being a woman has been really uniting for a lot of women across the world. And so they've sort of found each other. Girls who listen to the podcast will get together in different cities with each other. They'll meet up to come to our live shows together. And it's just this really awesome community of women where we have there's just no bullshit. We get together, good, bad, ugly, whatever.
Stumbling through womanhood. Like that I love. That's an awesome quote, to be honest, because it's so true. It's like there's so many things that we're always trying to figure out. And I can give you a fun fact.
Yes, please.
Just now, right before I started talking to you, as I was introducing you, I have a pair of jean shorts on. Okay.
Uh-huh.
They are so tight, squeezing up against my vagina.
Oh, no, worst.
Literally, like, and I keep like, I'm sitting here and I'm like pulling them down. I'm like, I'm going to be so uncomfortable, like sitting like this. They're like up, like they're like, when they're so tight and you can't breathe.
Your vagina goes numb.
Yeah, it's like I'm going numb. So I'm like, they can't see me from the waist down. I just pulled my jean shorts off and I'm sitting here in this t-shirt with a pair of underwear. I swear to God, because I'm like, I'm going to get a yeast infection with this tightness. I can't have it.
No, you can't fuck around with you need circulation down there for many reasons, for comfort, for your microbiome.
I pulled my jean shorts off. Okay, I just had to show you those so that you believe me, because they were squeezing it so tight. I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm going to scream. I have underwear. It's like I'm in my bathing suit and a t-shirt talking to you.
It's fine. This is why we podcast.
But if we're going to stumble through womanhood, then I need to come correct and tell you what I just did.
I'm proud of you. I'm wearing a pair of, this is actually really controversial, I'll say. There's this company called Salt, and they do menstrual cups and underwear for periods, like absorbent underwear. And I'm telling you, I was very much a no thank you. I am a tampon using, like not a period panty person. That seems really gross. And we did a partnership with them with LadyGang. And I had like a 23-year-old girl working for the LadyGang. And, Gen Zers are all about the menstrual cup. They're like, you old ladies and your tampons, like you can't imagine the chemicals that are going inside of you.
Wait, what do they use? Pads?
They use menstrual cups. They're silicone. They look like shot glasses. What? And they're like little silicone cups, and you pop it inside and it catches.
What? Wait, why do I not know this?
You don't know about a period cup?
How old are you?
36.
Okay. I mean, I'm not that. What the hell? What's a menstrual cup?
So this company, SAALT, and it's genius. You can wear it for 12 hours. I don't like the messiness of the changing it. And so I just change it in the shower.
Can you feel the cup inside of you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Why do they do this? Because the tampon's not good for your insides?
The tampon's not great for your insides, allegedly. And also it's eco-friendly to be using something that you can kind of reuse. And
so you pull oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to get detailed, but wow.
There's like a little kind of like pull. Okay. And it's all inside. You until you're sitting on the toilet and there's a little bit of gravity working for you, it's all hidden. Like it's nothing.
All going to stay up there. Got it.
Staying up there. And I like to change mine in the shower because I feel like that's, to me, the most cleanly way. But then I've also gotten really into the period underwear, because I was the type where I would do, like, on a heavy day of a period, you're in a tampon and you're in a panty liner.
Right.
But this is an underwear that is like a panty liner, and it's just comfortable. It feels like a normal underwear.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay. I am like learning from you today. I don't know why I'm in the dark, and I have a 16-year-old daughter that
you should know about this.
I know, that uses tampons. So I am definitely going to investigate a little bit. Although I think she would look at me cross-eyed if I told her she's going to put a cup there, but yeah, you never know. You never know.
You need a tutorial too. You can't just jump in. That's one of the things that you have to read, like how to do it.
It's been a while since I had a newborn of my own, but I remember it like it was yesterday. So much changes when you're a new mom. It's exciting and exhausting. And something that is super important is picking the right products for your newborn. Huggies special delivery diapers are their softest diapers yet, made with responsibly sourced 20% plant-based materials by weight. They're fragrance-free, they're clinically proven hypoallergenic, and they're dermatologist tested. You can feel so good about these diapers protecting your baby's gentle skin. When Gino was born, we went right back to Huggies. We used them with Antonia, and they honestly did wonders. They were at the best diapers, and babies just felt comfortable in them. Be confident in your brand new baby's skin health with Huggies special delivery diapers. Huggies, we got you, baby. Learn more at Huggies.com. Planning ahead for a big expense? Don't put those car repairs or medical bills on a high-interest credit card. Credit Karma can help you look for a low-interest personal loan that can save you money while you pay off your purchase. Credit Karma will even show you your chances of approval, so you can choose between loan offers that you're more likely to get approved for and apply with more confidence. Comparing loan offers on Credit Karma is 100% free. It won't affect your credit scores, and it can save you money. Credit Karma uses credit data to find loan offers that are personalized to you, so you can have a better idea of what loan amount you can get approved for. Ready to apply? Head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see personalized offers. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers. Credit Karma. Apply with more confidence today. What else do I need to know about Gen Z?
Gen Z, we cannot be seen with single-use plastic. So plastic water bottle, plastic, which I notice a lot on all the Housewives franchises because of, it's like millennials and older.
Right.
We're the generation where it's like you go on vacation. I'm sure at the shore, you fill up a pantry with like plastic water bottles.
Right.
Gen Z is like, that is not okay. That's the equivalent of us like sitting around smoking Marlboro Lights. They ate
so
it.
What do? They just refill.
They get filters on their sinks and they use refillable stuff, which I've fallen into the habit of, and it does feel better. They're very much into saving the planet. I guess they feel like they need to because it may or may not be here when they get older. So they're very passionate about this kind of stuff. They're also way better with like makeup, and because they have like TikTok, they're doing makeup tutorials all day long.
Oh my God.
Does your daughter do it?
Yeah, I can't believe the way my daughter can put makeup on. Even my niece, I'm like, I didn't even know, like, I knew how to put mascara, like on my lashes and like a little lip gloss. Like they have full blown like contour, shadowing. They have the white under the eyes. Like I just was a tan face with some like mascara until I turned like 32. And at that point, everyone was like, we were on Instagram at that point. And I was like, oh, this is called baking. I'm going to bake my face and I'm going to use this powder. And I was like, what is this? What is happening? Like the world is like self-taught at this point. Like it's insane. Like even like, hello, I grew up like my young years, I'm talking like probably 8th grade. You know, I don't even know if by high school Blockbuster was still around, but like there were Blockbusters that like we had to walk past the adult section. I would try to sneak and peek through the curtains to see like a man naked standing on the carton, you know, like that's literally, I mean, these kids are just like Googling the word like sex and it's like, oh, well, this is what it is. Like I was so innocent compared to all of this. Like, it's insane. That part, I don't know if I love it or hate it, if I'm being honest. Like that part's kind of sad to me that they just know too much. And like, but it's just with everything. I mean, my daughter can curl her hair like a savage. Like she never had to go and get a blowout. She's like, I got this. I'm like, I need a full blown blowout from the hairdresser with a curling iron. Like the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, it's like, I look at pictures of myself when I was 16 and it's a tragedy. I had on like glitter blue eyeliner and like the white eyeshadow under my teeny tiny skinny eyebrow. And now these girls are looking like Bella Hadid, every single one of them, because they know how to put their faces together.
It's so funny you say that. Unfair. I had the thin eyebrow, the white eyelid, and the blue eyeliner with you. I was standing right there next to you. Trust me.
And I lived in a tanning bed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. And now I'm like, if you even put sun near me, I scream. Like if the producers put a
tan.
Oh, I swear, like my face down to here, I will not allow sun to touch. It's just, if I'm outside, I'm a naturally like olive skin, dark person. I will let my legs, like if I'm at my shore house and my body, but my face down to like my chest is not, I mean, if it happens, it happens, but I'm never just like tanning it ever. The producers think I'm crazy because like I won't sit outside at the picnic table because I'm like, there's sun on my face. We're going to need an umbrella.
But no one else cares because everyone else on the show, when they're at the shore, is a color of a human that I don't know it exists on a natural palette. Like the dark orangey brown. And it's not, is it spray tan or is it just the tannest person?
I don't know. I think it's a mixture of both sometimes, to be honest. And I get annoyed with them because I'm like, guys, can't even see your makeup because like the makeup artist can't show these colors that you want to show. Like, they don't like, I don't know. They guess once a Jersey girl, always a Jersey girl type of vibe. But, anyway, let's talk about, you also have a book coming out, right? It's called Ladies Secrets. Is this with the other girls as well?
It is. So we collected the deepest, darkest secrets anonymously from all the girls who listen to the podcast around the world. So we had a hotline. We had a way of doing it online where you didn't have to put in any information about yourself. And we were just like, we want to know the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, what is your deepest secret that your doctor doesn't know, that your best friend doesn't know?
Wow.
And we wrote our own as well. Ours are not anonymous, which is sort of a bummer. So like I have 6 or 7 secrets coming out. So do the girls, but the submissions were so mind blowing, and women are just incredible. And they're so sneaky. There are so many sneaky women out there where you're like, there's one woman who's like having an affair with her kid's swim coach, who's like half her age. And it's like sexy and hot and
juicy. I love it.
So juicy. And then there's,
let me just tell you, just the idea of this book is so clever. It really is. I mean, come on. Women do carry the juiciest secrets. They really do. And like, I need to read this. You have to send me a copy.
I'll send you a copy.
I need to see this. Give me like your 2 most juicy things. That one was great. Give me another one that's like, wow.
There's a lot of like criminal activity.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Like they stole from the Walmart.
A lot of theft from partners, like boyfriends, husbands, exes. There's a lot of women, you know, I have a theory after reading our book and reading all the submissions was that I think just as many women are cheating as men, but I think women are so much smarter and so much better at hiding it. I just think less women get caught, but I think there's just as much infidelity because like 90% of the secrets were infidelity.
90%.
There's women who wrote in like, I have 2 kids and I hate being a mom. I regret having children more than anything in my life.
Oh, wow.
Some of it's heartbreaking. Yeah, I'm trying to think like it's just.
No, I agree with you on that. I feel like the infidelity with women, they're just so much better. They're smarter. They're more patient. You know, they take their time probably a little bit more. They're not as impulsive. So they make the right decisions and know when to make the right moves. I agree. Yep. I think that's probably, and you're saying that's what you got 90% of.
So many.
I'm sure.
And
that's
a lot of
crazy.
people sleeping with their friends and siblings, spouses.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. Their friends' spouses. So they're sleeping with their best friend's spouse.
Like husband or their sister's husband or
their Now, okay. Yeah. I'm going to listen to you on the friend's husband. Yeah. The sister's husband.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Are you kidding?
Mm-mm.
Multiple?
There were more than one submission about the sister's husband. And then there's people who there's a lot of women who have been like in wedding parties or maid of honor, and they have slept with the groom, but no one knows, like before, obviously.
Right.
But, like a lot of that. And then there's just like funny things about like gross. I don't know how your audience is with like bowel movements, but you know, there's a lot of stories about like gross incidents, you know, during sex and things you do to cover them up. And it gets wild.
Give me one sex one that comes off the top of your head. I need just one of these.
I'm trying to think of the best sex one.
There's gotta be something good. This is interesting. I like this.
It's good.
It makes us feel human and normal.
That's the thing. I tell a story about like, I'll throw myself under the bus, but I tell a story when I first started dating my husband. I was madly in love with him. I thought he was like the sexiest man alive. And all I wanted to be was like sexy and beautiful for him and desirable. And he was driving my car and parked it for me in the parking garage we lived in LA, or that I lived in. We weren't even living together yet. So like the mystery was still there. And he is walking toward the building from the car and he sees my underwear, which are, I wear the same underwear. I wear hanky pankies all the time. Okay. Like whatever the color, it's always a hanky panky.
Always.
And he's like, he finds it and he brings it upstairs because it had fallen out of my bag.
Okay.
And he hands it to me and he's like, I think these are yours. They were in the parking lot. I didn't want like neighbors to see. And he hands them to me and I walk into the bedroom and I'm like, please God, don't let them be dirty.
Right. Like, please let them be clean.
And they were not clean.
Oh,
I mean, I
God.
didn't have like an accident, but you know, we have like,
I get it. Yes.
You know, we call it sunny side up. Sometimes your underwear is sunny side up. And my husband,
ovulating.
For the first time,
who knows?
I was ovulating and I was young.
The young ovulation is always the strongest.
It's strong. And so he was like, so that was for me the most mortifying experience. And
but you know what? You would think he, as your boy, would have just been like, I'm not even going to go near this or embarrass her. And maybe he didn't see.
I think he did see. Yeah, but that's a great point. Why didn't he just leave it?
Like at that point, I think I would have been like, oh, I'm not going to embarrass her with this. Let me not even show her that she dropped her underwear. Right.
Slip it in the hamper, anything. Like, it's
unbelievable. All right. Yeah. Well, this book is definitely something that I need to check out. So do the listeners, because it sounds juicy and good. I love girl drama. Like, not only do I live it for a living, but like, just like girl, like not so much drama, but like the real of being a woman and like how like intricate that is. Like, there's just so many like sides of us and like, there is so many secrets. That's why there's nothing like a good girls' night, right? With like a bottle of wine when everyone just kind of like lets loose. I always tell Joe this, like there is nothing more fun. And I try to explain to Joe all the time that girls' nights and guys' nights are two totally different things.
Yep.
And he doesn't believe me all the time because I'm like, when you're having a guys' night, I feel like you guys are like whistling and like looking at every single girl that walks past. Yeah. You're talking about the tit and ass that just walk by that you're never going to touch and that you miss. And like this, and like we are solely like giggling with each other, not looking left or right, and we are just like telling our stories and laughing. I just feel like they're two different nights. I really do. I mean, not all the time, but most of the time, just two different nights, right? Would you agree?
1,000%. I think every girls' night I've ever had has been at someone's house or at a restaurant, and it's just cackling and drinking heavily and like finding out people's deepest, darkest secrets. And the next day, so much fun follow-up from it. There's usually pictures that come along with it where it's like, I told you about this thing and here's the, photo evidence. It's really, it's like the best nights of my life have been with girlfriends.
Agreed.
Yep.
Well, listen, I do this little reoccurring bit with everyone who comes on the show. So we're going to do this. It's rapid fire questions. Okay. We're going to learn a little bit about you. Okay. It's called Grilled with Gorga. Are you ready?
Ready.
Your first celebrity crush?
Ray Liotta.
Oh my God. Really? That's so funny. Holy crap. No one has ever said that one before, but he's very handsome. Goodfellas.
I was like, that's a man.
Love and rest in peace to him as well. I loved him. He was amazing. Give me your favorite 80s or 90s song, whichever. I don't know what you vibe with the most, but give me your favorite.
80s or 90s? This isn't very rapid fire.
I know a lot of people do have to think about this, but I think I'm such a crazy 80s freak that like you asked me for my favorite 80s song. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this. Yeah. I love that.
What about Love, Heart? I mean, I used to love to like blast Heart in my car and belt it out.
Okay. That's fair. That's a good answer. See, there you go. Okay. What's your biggest regret in life?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I don't really have regrets. I know that's so cheesy, and I bet you a million people have said this on this podcast, but yeah, I mean, I hated having a wedding. I hated being a bride, and I wish that I don't regret it. I don't regret getting married, but I regret not doing a courthouse wedding.
Got it. I think I do too. Isn't that funny? You? Yes. I would have not, I don't want to say courthouse. I think I would have done like Greece, like a beach, like something like that.
Small.
On the other side, what's the best decision you've ever made?
Marrying my husband, for sure.
Oh, well, that's good. Those are two. Okay. You saved that one really well. Great. What is your pet peeve?
Lateness, rudeness, and bad breath.
Ooh, fair. Worst date you have ever been on? Could be before your husband, obviously.
Okay. So the worst date was when I went out to dinner with a guy. I used to live in New York. He was like 10 years older than I was. And I was like, oh, he's so sophisticated and he's so cool. And he's in finance. I mean, we all know how that ends.
Oh,
and
God.
He blacked out to like halfway through dinner. We were at Tao. Halfway through
you said dinner, he was in finance.
There you go. Then we go to a bar and I'm like, this guy is so fucked up. Like, I need to just get him a water. I don't know what I need to do. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to like, and he's like, well, we ride back, like share a cab, and his place was on the way. And I was like, you're getting out and you're going. I'll share the cab, but I'm not coming inside. The next day he calls me and he says, I was in the hospital all night long because I was roofied. But he was just really drank too much and was embarrassed.
He drank. That was definitely an excuse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Well, and he was hot, you said?
Yeah, he was hot.
Oh, that sucks. Okay. Your first concert you've ever been to?
Reba McEntire.
Really? Are you a country music lover?
I grew up in Atlanta, so that was like in the water. You know what I mean? It's just, my dad liked her and I was young, and I'll never forget it. She came out from like a catwalk and it was pretty fierce, but yeah.
Wow.
What was your first concert?
New Kids on the Block.
Oh my gosh.
I really liked New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
My sister took me. She never forgets. It's just a bunch of screaming little girls. She's like, it was the worst thing that ever happened to my life because she was older than me. She's like, it's the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was just screaming girls in my ear for like 3 hours straight. Yeah. What is something about you that would surprise us that we don't know about you?
I think a lot of the time on our podcast, I come across as like very hard, and I tell I give it to you straight. I'm a straight shooter. I mean, right now I'm brain dead, but I am very, very mushy on the inside. Like
really,
very sensitive. And I leave an interaction, and if I feel like it wasn't perfect, I will beat myself up over it.
And you'll have anxiety.
Yep.
Okay. Favorite late night snack? Like if you're watching TV on the couch at night, what are you eating?
I am a chips person. I like salty.
Salt. Okay. What's your first job that you ever had?
I worked as a babysitter, a very bad babysitter. I didn't put kids to bed on time. Like I called boys. Sometimes boys would come over. It was really very inappropriate behavior, but that was my first job.
And what TV show are you like binge watching right now? What are you loving?
Well, I got suckered into Peacock because I keep hearing about Ultimate Girls Trip season 2,
right,
being wild right now.
Do you know, I haven't watched it yet. Tell me, is it?
I have just started, and I am telling you, I did watch a little bit of season 1.
Okay.
But it was
the one I was on.
Yeah, but it was almost like you guys were too normal.
We were just explaining like what we go through as housewives, yes, and just like it was a total different thing than what this season 2 is.
Well, this is all the ex-girlfriends of Bravo getting together and like fighting it to the death. It's so insane.
Wait, and proving that they need their spot back.
Yes.
Like they're like, Andy, no, remember me? Like this is how I roll.
It is like watching an audition, like one long audition tape to get back onto the Real Housewives franchise. It is so insane.
It is. That's what I said. I said, these girls are all definitely going to be on an audition. I just had Dorinda on not long ago, and she's crazy. She's so much fun. Like, I love her.
She's came on LadyGang. She was really lovely.
Did she? Okay, good. I need to come on LadyGang as well.
Come anytime.
I'm going to do that too.
Okay.
All right. I always end with, if the day is all about you, how do you treat yourself? What do you do if the day is just your day?
I love a spa more than anyone. I love a spa that has a great sauna, steam room, hot tub, jacuzzi. Like you can stay all day and bring a book, get a massage, order some food, champagne. Like that is such a dream for me.
Oh, God. All right, everyone, be sure to check out LadyGang's upcoming book, Lady Secrets, and also the LadyGang's tour later this year.
Right now, you can pre-order the book, and you can go online at ladygang.com and buy tour tickets and see if we're coming to a city near you. You'll have to come to our New York show. I think that's the closest we come to Jersey.
Yeah, you have to let me know. I will definitely come to that.
Okay, maybe
this was like interesting enough. I'm loving all of these secrets. Like it's amazing. Becca, you have been so great again. Thank you so much. I love that you're stumbling through womanhood gracefully because you're just doing it all. Thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon then.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Hey everyone, this is Heather Dubrow, and do I have some exciting news for you? We are launching a variety of new episodes that are going to have amazing special guests, some of my close friends, and so much more. It's going to be really fun, and we're going to get to hear from fans, new friends, and get an inside look of my world. We're really excited for you to listen and join in for Heather Dubrow's World on Podcast One. Episodes drop on Thursdays and Fridays. Tune in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The CFOs that get it, and the finance pros who get it, use NetSuite by Oracle, because NetSuite gives you everything you need in one place. Visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. That's why NetSuite is the #1 cloud financial system used by businesses across the globe to power their growth. You can automate so many of your processes and close your books in no time while staying well ahead of the competition. Over 29,000 businesses already use NetSuite. Head to netsuite.com/Cutler for a special one-of-a-kind financing offer. That's netsuite.com/Cutler